All right, let's get started with shot or no shot. I want to open with something that's more on the personal side for me.
Okay.
Yesterday, Sylvie started his show, Waddle and Sylvie. You'll hear him 2:30 to 6:30 today, by replaying my annoyance at the NFL moving an opening week game to Friday night and sticking it behind a paywall because it's in Sao Paulo, Brazil. If you missed that yesterday, Packers-Eagles will open internationally on Friday night exclusively on Peacock. I had a problem with this because, frankly, I don't like NFL on Friday night, and I certainly don't like when they stick it behind a paywall, but I guess I'm the crazy one because Sylvie said my, quote, bitching and moaning sounded like Nancy Kerrigan saying, why? Shot or no shot? Sylvie needs to update his references.
No shot. I thought Sylvie was right on the money. You put it on a tee, and he drove it 340 right down the middle. You sounded like a biatch. Sorry.
Wow.
I love football, and I won't even go to Kinsey's events with her friends if football's on. Sorry. And I don't want anyone at my house if they're not a football fan because I don't want to watch with someone who's not invested like me. Oh, there's a Friday game. Let me whine like a child.
Sounds nothing like me.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
The point of it is not whine like a child because I hate football or something. It shouldn't be on Friday night. It shouldn't be exclusively on Peacock. If you think that this is like some one-off, no, they're going to get a number that's half of what it would have been over the air, and they're going to paint it as a massive victory, and they'll say that streaming on subscription services is viable for sports fans. It's only going to result in more of this crap. I want football the way it's always been. Sunday, noon until the end of the night. Sit down and get the good games. Now we're going to get fed some crap at 3:25 on Sunday because they moved a good game to Friday night for no reason.
Well, that is true. Okay, so first of all, it's a no shot. I can't be one to speak about old references.
Oh, my God.
I can't be every morning and then just be like, hey, that's a dated reference, Sylvie. Waka waka. I can't do that. No. Especially with me standing here with you every morning.
Correct.
As I'm popping you every day with crazy things.
Danny said to me one day, he goes, who was Hoodie referencing this morning? I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, come on now. Don't do that. You're right there with me. Old.
Yes.
So you
The
can't do
oldest.
that. So you can't do that.
Cap's making references about the Cleavers. Like, give me a break.
That's true. That's true. So, I mean, you know how I do. I zigzag, across timelines, Cap. Mm-hmm. I have something for the 65-year-old and something for the 25-year-old. I just go back and forth all day. So no, I can't go after him for the reference. But I will say that Shea's point is correct in that, hey man, the NFL is so powerful they could be on any day of the week. However, I just think that the growth of your sport has always been there on Sundays. It's on Thursdays. I know that people don't care about the welfare of the player. All they care about is being paid at the end of the game, as far as their fantasy football or their gambling. So, they couldn't care less what day of the week it is. They couldn't care less about the athlete. What I'm saying is that Friday shows you that they can put it on any time that they want. And again, and they're trying to grow Peacock. That's what they're trying to do. Yeah. And I'm just saying, like, hey, man, the special games are supposed to be on Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football. And that seems like that's not the edict anymore in the NFL. Used to want to have your special games, 3:25 or Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football. Guess that doesn't matter anymore. Because you could put anything on there, Shea. It could be Carolina against the Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football, and people will watch.
No question about it.
That should be the Friday night game.
I
That'd
agree.
be fine.
I agree.
Then I really don't have to watch. Packers-Eagles, I'm watching on Friday night. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm going to enjoy it. But I don't have to like that that's happening, and I don't have to accept that this is where the NFL's decided they want to go.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid that it's a business. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're putting so much money in my pockets. I better be happy about it. They're asking for more money from their fans. I take issue with it. You make enough money.
They do. They do make a lot of money.
They do.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep trying to make money. And if you don't want to get on board with it, don't watch on Friday night. Do whatever Kinsey tells you, and we'll let you know how the game went.
And by the way, Shea, just to put a bow on this, the NFL is so big that they aren't even worried about the rating from Peacock. They're not worried about that because the money's already in the pockets.
Correct.
It's not like, hey, you would love to be able to have moon landing numbers with that game at 325 or that game in Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football, but that's not important to them anymore.
That's correct.
It just isn't.
That's correct.
Friday night, Monday night, Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, they couldn't care less. The money's all the horse is already in the barn.
Because if you're an advertiser, you're sitting in your office going, all right, I got this budget. Where should I spend? We can get on the NFL? In.
Yeah, because from a number standpoint, that won't do as well as Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football. It won't because everybody doesn't have Peacock. It won't do as well, but they couldn't care less.
Nope. There'll be enough eyeballs.
They struggle with Amazon. They're like, you know what? We still got the money. Doesn't matter.
Right.
So they don't care.
And Amazon said they had more people sign up for Prime than ever before because of the NFL.
There you go.
Rupert Murdoch, there's a great article. I'll find it and send it to you guys. He said when we did our deal with the NFL the first time, what's that, 35 years ago?
Yeah.
He said
1990.
something like that. He said it was a horrible deal financially for us. Great for the league. He said we took a bath financially just on the numbers, but he said it legitimized us as a network and our stock price went up. Mm-hmm. He said, so I may have lost in this hand, and in this hand, I made double the money.
Yeah.
Good.
Shea?
All right, ESPN's Jordan Reed wrote up what other NFL executives and scouts believe the Bears will do with the 9th pick in the draft. One NFC scout was quoted saying, I'd be shocked if they make that pick at number 9. He added, Poles has made it clear he loves to move around in the draft and build through it, and that the roster has multiple holes. They'll need more than 3 selections outside of the quarterback position. It's become a more common thing. I heard Chris Canty this morning say he expects the Bears to trade back. Shot or no shot, the Bears are trading down from 9.
That's a shot. This is what I've been saying for weeks. They may not do it, but I think that's best to have multiple picks. You could still be able to show up some positions if you go down from 9. Now, again, if there was a world-class wide receiver right there at 9, they say, it just fell in our laps, then go ahead. If you think that you have a wide receiver that – because, again, you got to keep that in mind, Cap, because – we have to be braced knowing the fact that Keenan Allen's not going to be here for 3 years. Maybe he'll be here for 2. Maybe. So you want to make sure you have the wide receiver of the future there. The wide receiver of the future is not even on the roster right now. That's not even DJ Moore. So you got to think about the future at that position. I say, and I've been telling you, that they have multiple picks from 9 and be able to get the wide receiver you want, the 3 technique that you want, offensive lineman that you want. I say get multiple picks. That's what I've been saying.
It's a shot because that's what his track record says he'll do. But if the phone rings and I can go from 9 up to 5 or 6, whatever it is, and Harrison or Neighbors, I have Odunze the third of those 3. Mm-hmm. But if whoever he has on his board, if he goes, if I can get that guy, I'm taking him, then do it. Can you imagine having Marvin Harrison or Malik Neighbors, whoever he thinks is best? Some have one over the other. Most have Harrison. Paired with Caleb Williams?
Yes. It's
on
important.
Rookie deals?
Yes.
Oh, stop me.
But Cap, it's
or
important.
get me Joe Alt.
Yes.
I want Joe Alt. I love him.
But the wide receiver position is so important, though. I'll say it again for those that missed it. The Bears' future wide receiver is not on the roster yet.
When you say future, what do you mean?
Like 3 or 4 years down the line. You see DJ Moore being here in 2028, 2029. I do not.
So this is 2024.
I do not.
I think he signs an extension sooner rather than later, like a 3-year extension. So that gets him 25, 26, and 27. So I'll push back that the future receiver's not on the roster, but I think the number 2 receiver's not on the roster for sure.
I would say that with DJ Moore, I don't know if he's going to be here that long. And that's not saying that he's bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you got to get younger. You know how the NFL is. You churn him through and you get younger.
How old is he?
If you look at DJ Moore, you say, okay, for the time being, I think it's good. I think that at some point, though, the Bears are going to have to figure out what their wide receiver core is to go along with Caleb Williams for the length of his contract. He's 29.
What's today's date?
Today is the 11th of April.
So on the 14th, in 3 days, he turns 27. Mm-hmm. He's 26 today. Almost 27.
You know the Theo rule. I mean, you want to make sure we get close to 30.
I think he's here at least 4 more years. 4 more. So I will tell you, I think the future number 2 receiver or somebody that outplays him is not on the roster yet.
And the number 3 receiver, if you have one. That's important too.
Correct.
Yeah.
No question.
I just think that the way the NFL works, good GMs know how to unplug before it's time.
Yeah.
If you feel like you can get a deal and try to get younger at that position, absolutely. I'm not trying to push DJ Moore out the door. I'll make sure that's clear. I'm not doing that. I'm just thinking about the future of the team because Caleb Williams is going to be the forever quarterback for this team for a while.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
And by the way, you know how you could tell, like you hear guys will put on a face, they're a good guy when they're put in certain situations, but true character's kind of revealed. Interactions with a waiter, interactions in a store. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm doing a public interview. Those guys are going to be different, the players talking. So I talked to my friend Dino yesterday from Dino's Sports Fan Shop in the Glen. He said, guess who walked in? He goes, out of nowhere. I look up. I'm like, DJ Moore? Yeah, this is my wife. These are my kids. Yeah, the whole family went to Dino's because he wanted to buy them gear. Mm-hmm. He said, Cap, let me tell you something. I've had Scottie Pippen and all the DeRozan's been. He goes, all these guys come shop at the store. He might be the nicest guy he's ever dealt with. He goes, what an awesome, awesome dude. I was so glad to hear that. So glad to hear that.
Hope he wins a Super Bowl while he's here.
I do too.
Shea.
All right, quickly, now time for the White Sox stat of the day.
All right.
427 position players have seen enough action this season to make the wins above replacement leaderboard at Baseball Reference. On that leaderboard, out of 427 players,
yes,
Andrew Benintendi ranks 425th.
He's your highest paid guy.
425th out of 427. Andrew Benintendi is the single largest contract in White Sox history, and shot or no shot, he also has the single worst contract in White Sox history.
That's pretty close.
What does Moncada make? $20 million?
Yeah.
I would tell you the Moncada deal's worse because the guy's never on the field. Mm-hmm. The Eloy deal, he's never on the field. Robert, all right, he got hurt. It happens, but he's a really good player. Really good. So I'm not going to tell you he's the worst contract, but I will tell you he was the worst signing.
I would say so.
Jerry, we're going to spend a little more money than we've ever spent. What are we getting? Andrew Benintendi. Okay, hope you guys know what you're doing. They didn't.
John Jay would like to have a word. And also Jaime Navarro.
Yes.
Would also like to have a word. Wow. It's a long list. All right.
Tune in.
That is our White Sox.
Tune in.
Stat of the day.
Oh, careful now.
Coming up next, we go around the NFL. And don't forget, it's the Deal Breakers Thursday at 8:35. Kap and J Hood on the home of the White Sox, ESPN 1000.